I can't do it.
Alright, what's up everybody? This is Mike and this is another episode of Take Care of Yourself. And once again, I am in Monroe, Louisiana, here chilling. And look, who's back? It's Alicia. And we also have a special guest, Miss Candace.
Hi.
So how are y'all? What's going on? What's new? What's up with you, Candace?
I'm excited to be here. Hi, Mom.
Yeah.
We're trying not to sweat to death.
Yeah.
No, this is the hottest fucking place.
Bro.
Like, why am I moving to this state? Is there a problem with my mental?
Oh, you'll take it back. You'll take it back real quick.
Yeah.
You'll move here and you'll be like, psych.
We make up for it. We make up for it with the coldest winters ever, though. You never experienced our winters. They're horrible.
That's true.
They're horrific.
It's pretty cold. And I will say it's probably because of all the humidity in the air, because it feels colder than what it actually is because of how wet everything is.
It's horrible.
How
So
moist.
it freezes a lot here, huh?
It's not like North
It's
Carolina cold.
It's not. I don't know. It can get pretty humid there.
Yeah,
too.
but it's not. Yeah, I used to live in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Well,
What
yeah.
for? I'm sorry.
I know. So, like, when I was 21, I just said, I'm done with everything. And I just moved to a state where I knew one person. And I met this girl. Well, I knew the girl from here, but I went out there. And then I went to a military town, Jacksonville, North Carolina. So the Marine Corps is out there.
Lejeune, yeah.
Absolutely. I worked across from Camp Johnson. And then, it was 9 guys to every 1 girl. So let's just say I had a lot of fun.
Oh, wow.
It was a great time. The town was beautiful.
Hashtag winning.
Absolutely.
You saw every aspect of
I
the
sure
town.
did.
I'm sure you
Hoorah! So, and then, I met, I think within a period of a couple months, I had 2 guys propose to me. I kind of eeny, meeny, miny, miny, because
Within a month?
So in the Marine or the military culture, everyone's married because you get extra money for being married. So it's a thing. If you're past 24 and not married there,
flags.
yeah, but
And you
it's
get housing.
yeah, basic housing is allowance, yeah, BAH, and so you get extra money. It's just a thing. It's like a norm. It's I know it sounds weird here, but I promise you, there it's like a thing because if your boyfriend is going into the military, you're already scared and you just want to be a family, and so it worked out. So I met a guy. I picked eeny, meeny, miny, moe, which one I wanted to marry. Married him. Didn't really know him, but
Was it a good choice?
yeah, he gave me a good kid and a cool last name.
Oh,
Love it. Yeah, love that.
Candace
Yeah.
Hawk.
Yeah.
I mean, you used to sound like a Marvel character.
Yeah, I know. That's badass.
You still keep the last name.
Absolutely, I love that last name.
Huh?
Yeah.
What's up with these vindictive women these days? When you divorce them, they go back to their maiden name.
Hey, okay, shots fired.
Take that
Ouch.
name.
Ouch.
Ouch, that's hurtful.
That cut me.
If he had a horrible,
did, though.
I was talking to a guy whose last name was Steinwart. If it had been Steinwart, I would have went back. I'd have been, never mind, you can keep that. But Hawk, man,
You were talking to him or something else happened with it?
we were okay. So I had he broke my celibacy. I had a vagiversary. Let's back up a little bit.
Okay,
I know what those are. I know what those are.
What's a vagiversary?
Oh, boy.
Okay,
I need to
so
know.
I went 1 year with no penetration, no peen, no nothing, just straight abstinent, celibate, whichever way you want to call it. But
Why?
because I don't know. At first, it started off. It really started because men are just trash. No offense, respectfully, as the kids say. Okay, and I kind of was just over giving myself to another person, not them actually committing to me, And so I was like, I'm done with that. So I just kind of the next thing you know, I don't know if it's with you, Alicia, before you met Michael, but it's I pretty much know if I want to fuck somebody right when I first meet them.
Yeah,
and then
accurate.
they ruin it as soon as they say something crazy to me. Then a lot of guys. A lot of guys were just kind of saying the craziest things. So I kind of was just not interested. So I went I guess I'm not gonna meet anybody. I might as well not sleep with anybody.
Right.
Went a whole year. We celebrated at my job. I brought cupcakes, everything. I told my boss, told my parents, my vagiversary.
Vagiversary cupcakes.
Yes.
What did the icing look like?
So I had to keep it. So this is so funny. They were chocolate and pink. They really were.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
Cream filled.
I told everybody. Yeah. I told because after they ate, they're like, hey, what are we celebrating? My vagiversary. They're like, what? They were like, what?
Oh
yeah,
my
I was
gosh.
but yeah, it was great. And so I was conversing with her, because we wouldn't call it necessarily dating. We weren't dating exclusively, but I met a guy who's an engineer from Kansas, and he was cool. But then I don't know, he wasn't cool. He wasn't cool. I'm not lying. He was a dork, but he was different. He was nice, and literally as soon as he got the goods, he just was like instantly. Yeah, we were such dorks together though.
He was okay. So first off, you said he was cool. Then you took that back. You retracted. So he did something. What did he do to kind of...
Cool is just not the right term because we literally were nerds together. Like, so one of my hobbies is solving algebraic equations for fun.
Oh my God.
Like, I am that...
Not relate.
I'm that weird.
Not relate.
No, it's so fun. You should, like, get with your son and try it. Like, I'm telling you.
I'm good.
You pass. Hard pass.
Hard pass.
No,
absolutely.
So like and then I had a friend of mine that was in college and needed math help. So he and I would like solve problems. I just loved it. And we were so cool. Might not be the word to use when I describe him. He was a nice guy at first, but he wasn't cool. We weren't cool
Did
together.
y'all do algebraic equations together?
Yes, I loved it. Like, so I was helping a friend with her work, and then anytime I got stumped on it, like he already knew me. And he was he was so intelligent. That was such a turn on. He was so intellectual. Like
That is insane.
I love that.
So,
Algebra is the best, man.
Yeah. So this is what Candace does before she has sex. She gets a notebook and they do algebraic equations together.
Yes,
absolutely.
Some people have oral sex. They do algebraic equations.
Whatever works.
Coefficient, polynomial. These are sexy words, man. I love
I mean, that's true. So I wanted. So I met you.
Okay.
This is how we met.
Yes.
Let's
Tell
have
that story.
Let's have I think it's really cute.
Our
actually.
backstory.
Our backstory. We need an origin story. So as I don't know, people who listen to your podcast, they know that you have been in this trivia group, the Spicy Girls.
The Spicy Girls. Love it.
So that's how we met because you were there.
Yeah.
And you were sitting by yourself. And,
loser.
And
I was such a loser.
And Amanda, another friend of ours.
She hadn't made it yet. It was literally just you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just me and you. And so I asked.
She was like, "Hey, are you Candace?" And I'm like,
"She has the host."
I was like, "How did you know that?"
I need somebody to be on their team because it's just two of us. And he was like, "Well, Candace might." And I'm like, "Is that her?" And he was like, "Yes." So I went up to her and I was like, "Hey, do you need more people for your team?" And she's like, "Heck yeah."
Yeah.
So that's how we met. And then learned to come to find out she has a podcast. So, which was really cool because I'm like, oh my God, I know this guy who's got a podcast, and here we are, and that was what, maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's crazy how long it's been since we've been doing trivia.
I know.
I love trivia. Like,
I know, bro. It is literally the best. So anytime there's an algebra question, 100%. You're
come to me. I love it.
No. You're gonna be there.
Okay, cool.
And that's gonna be a subject for the next time.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there will never be an algebra question.
I mean, you never know.
Do you know what they did last night? They did spelling.
Oh boy, I would have been out.
Man, I thought I was good,
take
but
the L.
There are some words I still don't even know how to spell. Like the first word was gonorrhea. You don't think about this, but who knows how to spell that?
GHONERIA.
Wrong.
Wrong? Are you absolutely?
I'm absolutely sure.
Gone.
Hey Siri. No, he's listening to me.
But I love trivia. It was so great that Alicia just came up to me and we just kind of formed a team. I invited one of my friends and she came, and then your friends came, and then
it was nothing but girls. It ended up being like 6 of us.
Yeah.
And we got first place.
That first night.
First place. The first night, like, we have established our dominance upon the trivia.
Dominance.
That too. We established that too.
Yeah, we did that as well.
So, your name of your podcast, it's Red Flags and Regrets. Right?
It is.
So how long have you been doing that?
I think, actually I know now because I posted a picture of my whole ass cheeks out with this promotional. It's June 20th.
So you guys are fairly new at it, but
absolutely.
I listened to an episode today just to kind of prepare for this. And to be completely honest with you, I don't listen to a lot of like other podcasts because I'm kind of like I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan stuff when he has like famous people on.
Yeah.
And then maybe I listen to a couple of comedians, but like I don't even listen to my podcast. I'm like I can't.
Do you not want to hear your voice?
I just don't want to hear my voice.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't want to hear because then it's the biggest douche feels ever.
Yes.
I think you got to listen to yourself to know what you can be better at. Right?
No, I just go.
You just do it.
If I fuck it up, I fuck it up.
Okay, we're just gonna.
It's the cringy listening back to yourself though.
You have a good voice on radio.
You do.
Thanks.
You do.
It's really good.
It's weird. My whole everything's weird.
You fooled me with the title of your show.
What did you?
It was something with cornhole in it, and I used to play. I was a professional cornhole player for 4 years.
Oh, so you're like, let me listen to this.
Let's see what they're talking about here. Cornhole in Monroe. I'm gonna check this out. And then y'all were talking about rubbing anuses together, and I was like, okay.
Wait, I haven't listened to this.
Okay, yeah, it had a name.
I think they called it treble cleft, but like
treble cleft.
Yeah,
that was what
a treble
it was.
cleft. Yeah,
I've never heard of that before. But it's when is it two women?
I think it's two men because I know with two women they call it tribbing when you scissor.
Oh yes,
so,
yes.
So
that's what that's called.
A treble cleft is, I guess, two men puckering buttholes together.
When women scissor, don't they pucker their buttholes together anyway?
Not necessarily.
They're pretty close.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Well, anyway, I guess it's when two guys do it. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It sounds like some shit I would have on my podcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was instantly drawn in and then listened for about 20 more minutes. Then I had to get ready.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's pretty good.
You should have warned him, Alicia.
No, I wanted him to go.
You want to just go in blindly.
Just
go
in blind.
Yeah.
Cold. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what? So how long have you been in? Because we are in the big city of Monroe, Louisiana.
Huge city. Yeah.
Huge.
The Twin Cities. Its neighbors, West Monroe. It's like
West Money.
What was that? What they call it though?
West Money.
Is that where the money's at in West Monroe?
Well,
not where I live.
Well, you're a Bacamite.
I'm a he doesn't even know, but I'm a Bacamite. Oh, I call myself a Chocomite, a chocolate Bacamite.
Chocomite.
So Bacamville is predominant for Caucasians and methamphetamines. So I love one of the two.
One of the same.
Yeah.
There's several Crystal Methodist churches.
Absolutely.
Several.
Absolutely.
It's the Bible Belt of Monroe.
I love it though. It's like watching cops every day. Like literally, like you go outside, you don't know what you're gonna see. Like it's.
Oh my goodness! Is it a red flag if you meet a guy from Bacamville?
So anybody else, I would say yes, but for me, I can't because I don't want to be that person. So I live there. So, usually I'm like, what's going on? I know something's going on.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
I'm the only person that's like enthused to live there. I think.
Monroe's kind of a different place. I guess if you're
here, nice. You're being kind.
Yeah, that's very kind.
There's, from what I see, there's only places to eat.
Yes.
There's a couple of bars, watering holes, but there's like no.
He called it a watering hole.
Watering holes, yeah. There's only a few. There's no like clubs here, or
there used to. Well, there kind of is Mustang Sally's.
What's Mustang Sally's?
And
why have you been?
Because it's for the 20-year-olds.
Yeah,
it's
the
like
very young crowd. Let's go. Come on.
Don't let the gray fool you. I can go all night. Let's go.
Wait, you're gray?
I've gone out to the clubs here. I was raised in Baton Rouge, so it's a little. Baton Rouge has the nightlife, the club scene, like all that stuff. But it's not a lot here.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. Where you gonna go? Savage Axe, throw some axes. That's
hell yeah, you are.
Yeah.
There's like no country western clubs.
Oh, it's called Mustang Sally's. It was called Mustang Sally's.
There was the Western Club when I first moved here in 2014 that stayed open until 4 a.m.
Shut up.
Yes.
4 a.m.?
Yes.
Is that legal now?
It wasn't. But I think after 2, you have to bring your own beer. And it was kind of like low-key. But it was still open until 4. Yeah, that was like, it was notorious for that. Like, yeah.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, and because everybody talks about it now. Yeah, it was fun. I had some fun times there, too.
So you originally from Baton Rouge?
I was born in New Orleans, raised in Baton Rouge, and then moved here. Lived in North Carolina for a little bit, then moved here. Yeah, I'm all over.
Why'd you come up here? What?
So my youngest kid's dad had family up here at the time. I'd never even heard of a West Monroe. I didn't know anything about it. And so I was like, okay. And then I kind of he left. He went to Texas, and I kind of just stayed here. Like I just kind of made a name for myself. Baton Rouge is so expensive. Like the cost of living is so high. Like when I got here, his grandma lived in a 3-bedroom house 3-bedroom, 1 bath for $600 a month.
There you
And I was
go.
like, what's wrong with that? And they're like, nothing. It's Woodlawn area, you know?
Okay.
And so I was like, why? And I just didn't understand. That same house is $1,500 a month in Baton Rouge. So I was like, I got to stay here. I can't afford to go back home. So that's where I've been. Yeah.
I just looked at, so it's, you know, already I'm moving to Louisiana in a couple of months. So I went and got pre-approved today for a loan.
It's official.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to look at a couple of houses. One's in Grayson, and it's like $255,000. I'm like, okay, that's gonna. I like that.
But it comes with acreage.
Yeah.
It comes with like
and there's a
stock pond, 5
Oh,
acres.
well then, yeah, absolutely,
Huge.
yeah.
Huge.
But then my land mortgage is going to be like almost $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Like, how is that? Like I figured it would be a lot cheaper than that, but
You can find something probably. Come closer. I would still, keep looking clearly, but
yeah, but this might be the one. I got to. We'll
It
see
might be.
tomorrow. There's one in West Monroe that's it'll be $1,500 a month if I want it. But then I'll be driving an hour and a half to work.
Yeah. Where are you gonna be working? Like which area?
Gina.
So up in
Oh
Gino.
yeah. So,
Gina's down in Gina.
Wow, was it you that told me that Gina is racist?
Mm-hmm,
The Gina 6. That's every. I mean that was a while back though, right?
Well, it was, but to be fair, any small
To
town,
be foul.
any small town around here, 100%, like that. Everybody.
That's just the way.
But you're light skinned. You don't have to worry about it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. But you'll be hearing some conversations that's gonna make you cringe.
Look, if
Yeah.
you put my skin up against hers, I'm a little darker.
I mean,
Well,
I don't know.
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. How does it feel to be God's favorite?
Yeah.
Asshole.
But I haven't heard anything about. That's the only thing I know about Gina is the Gina 6.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
What
But no,
is the
any
Gina
small
6?
town.
it was like a racial situation
it
where
was,
like
it was.
did they get murdered or just
You
it
know
was.
what? You have a computer.
Yeah, we'll have to look at it. But yeah, it was something we all just know about the history, but it happened with like
It was.
2000
It was either a group of 6.
bad people, either
They were black or white. I can't.
Yeah,
remember.
I can't remember
I think
either.
they were white actually. And
those are the people that did the
I think
racist stuff.
Yes, I believe.
Okay.
I believe it
And
was
they called
it
them
was
the Gina
6.
6. Yeah.
There was 6 white young high
Oh,
schoolers.
shit. No. You need to stop right now with
Good.
your fake news.
Good.
Okay,
good,
well,
good,
read
good.
it.
Because
Please
I am
correct
on
me.
the Wikipedia page of the Gina 6.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
This is
All right,
official.
I
so
stand
the-
corrected.
The Gina 6 were 6 black
Those are the
teenagers
victims. Okay, the victims.
in Gina, Louisiana, convicted in the 2006 beating of Justin Barker,
Oh,
a
shit.
white student at the local Gina High School,
Oh shit.
which they also attended. Barker was injured on December 4, 2006 by the members of the Gina 6 and received treatment at an emergency room. While the case was pending, it was often cited by some media commentators as an example of racial injustice in the United States. Some commentators believe that the defendants had been charged initially with 2 serious offenses and had been treated unfairly. So
Yeah, I think the backstory was I think they were being bullied first, and then they
there's-
retaliated. There's more, yeah, because I want to say
There's a lot of bad.
yeah, and that was the whole thing. And it just basically shone a spotlight on the racism that's already there, because it's like,
Yeah, absolutely.
but that's everywhere. I mean,
Yeah, it's everywhere. Honestly, it's not even just small town. You just whatever is in a small town. What I'm concerned about is how do you feel about going into if you do happen to move into a small town, like, you're gonna be the people no one knows in a community where it's all about who your family is.
man, yeah, you're hitting it like right on the head. Like no,
it's all about who your family is. It's all about who you know. It's all about who you work for. Like, and you're basically going in as a nobody. Like that's the truth.
you will be loved and hated like at the same time.
I mean, I'm concerned. Like, not that, like it, because I'm an empath. Like it makes me. I can't
He's
help
not
but think
worried.
about it. He's
He's
look at
like-
it.
he's
Look
like,
at
I'm
his
not.
face. He's like
I'm reading about nooses and all this shit. Yeah, okay.
All right.
There was some wild shit going on in Gina.
Yeah, there
boy.
was. Yeah.
Oh, man. But hey,
Hey.
I'll go clean up the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to drink a couple more of these daiquiris through a drive-through window.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you love that, don't you?
You know
Yeah.
what? That's the one good thing about Louisiana
As we're alcoholics? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They encourage drunk driving here.
Absolutely.
No, they put tape over it. What are y'all talking about? They take your straw. Yeah, that. Hey.
That is so it's a great security measure.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, I bought one the other day and it would not come off until I stopped the vehicle.
Yeah.
It was
What would come off?
the tape. I'm
Lies.
lying. Yes,
Lies.
lies.
Look, it took a second
Yeah.
for me to catch up.
And sometimes I think you're a natural blonde.
You know, I'm thinking about going back to brown.
Really?
Yeah.
And growing your hair long.
Oh, well, I'm going to be doing that, but
Oh, so I had a topic I want to talk about today.
Okay.
So you have an Instagram account.
Yes.
So you know how
everybody, that's Instagram.
Not everybody. Not everybody. Like everybody don't have a TikTok. I don't have a TikTok.
Well, because you're...
I'm not letting the Chinese infiltrate my system. My phone.
Oh, my God. Come on now, bro.
Anyway, I got to put my tinfoil hat on for this one.
Okay.
All right. So you know how sometimes you get on your Instagram, and the algorithms, all the stuff you watch, and on all the platforms, will come up to like these reels, and you're like, how the fuck did I see this?
Absolutely.
So one day I looked at my reels, and I saw this baby sucking a woman's tit.
Okay.
I.e. breastfeeding, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, what in the hell? So I clicked on it because I'm interested, I'm curious.
It's tits.
And,
Of course you are.
It was a very, very attractive woman. And then I saw the little circle in the top left, and I was like, okay, let me click that. Let me touch it. And it took me to the page. And it's called Mama Feeding. I sent you the link. I sent you the link. So then I started watching some of these videos.
Bruh.
And I was getting disturbed. Because it was like, some of these kids are not
They're old enough to be going.
Like, come on now. And then these women are acting like it's feeling good. They're acting like it's sexual.
No, stop it. Okay,
Look, I want to see you watch some of the videos right
you sent me the link, and I saw I just saw I didn't watch nothing, but
okay,
it made me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If it made you uncomfortable, then what is the goal of this Instagram page? Is it meant for men to watch?
100%. It's a thirst.
Isn't that kind of sick?
Yeah,
I mean, women though.
Yeah, I think it's sick on all parts. Honestly, well, okay, so
wait.
let's back
up. Can I show it? Can I
Sure.
show you, I'm not going to show you an individual video, but
I will. I'll show you an individual
Oh my
video.
I feel like I've seen the girl you're talking about. Like she's like
just scroll through there, bro. Like uncomfortable.
this is a whole thread on that.
It's got to be like a fetish kind of thing.
Yeah, so there's definitely a porn fetish category for this too.
It's got to be, bro.
Let me find one. Now, some of these are legit babies. Okay, some of these are legit.
See, this girl, I've seen her. She's famous for this. Like that girl. Like this one.
Yeah?
This
I have
one
the
right
privacy
here.
screen on because.
Okay. You might not.
That kid is way too fucking old.
Yeah, she's famous for that. Okay. Oh, wow. Now this is just who just.
Oh, here's another one.
I just can't stop. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
so that's disturbing. Well, okay, so breastfeeding is beautiful. I think. Okay, let's back up. Okay, so breastfeeding, there's so many benefits of breastfeeding, as far as So as far as the nutrients that comes from the mother, it saves the mother money. As far as buying formula, it's healthier. Because it's clearly organic. But as far as it actually helps with women getting their body back because it helps every time you breastfeed. It helps contract your uterus too. It helps you lose weight. Like there's been studies showing that if you breastfeed more, there's a chance you'll lose your baby weight faster.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so so I breastfed my first one for I think I did 6 months. The second one for 3 months. I wanted to do a year, but it just not everybody can do it because it's hard to get the kid to latch on. There's a lot of issues there, and nurses even come when you're pregnant and teach you how to let your kid latch on. And
these kids don't have a problem.
They don't. So funny thing is,
been taught.
my husband at the time, he didn't want me to, because I asked him this, whenever I got pregnant, went to the military classes, went to Lamaze classes and everything, like the hee hoo hoo classes, and those classes. Those classes.
I got you.
But yeah, and so I said, how do you feel about breastfeeding? And he was like, I was doing a lot of research, and I said, well, I think it's beneficial, and he was like, I don't want you to do that. I think it makes you gay, is what he said. My husband said he makes you gay, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Well, I have a homie back home because he's from California. And he's like that he was breastfed as a kid, and he's gay. That shows you the level of competence my ex-husband was on. It shows you why we're divorced."
This is explains
say
a
that
lot
again.
of.
My ex-husband thought that if you breastfed your child, it made them gay. Literally. So I did so much research on breastfeeding, and I realized I want to do this because it's beneficial. No, he's from California. He's never lived in Louisiana ever.
What?
He's from California.
He sounds like he's from Louisiana.
So
did he suck your nipples?
I'm sure everybody does. It's my fetish. It's my my mailman probably sucked them. You know, probably they all do. Alicia, they all do. So back to this. So when it comes to this, I believe this is my opinion. You know, of course, this is your kids or whatever, but once a child is of age to ask for it, to ask for milk and say words, then that's when I'm like, you're too old to be latching on to me. Because I do get sensation. I have very sensitive nipples, so I don't want to sexualize something that is something that's beautiful in nature. Like, So that's where I draw the line. If they're old enough to talk and be like, mommy, and all this stuff like in the sentences, then no, go get you some milk out of the fridge, baby. Yeah. Like, no. Yeah.
And that's what I feel like some of these videos are. Like the way
some of the videos that I've never seen it that graphic, the ones that y'all showed, those are because say you just want to breastfeed for the benefits of it, like, you know, then you could still pump and they could drink it out of a cup at this point. Or a sippy cup. So yeah, absolutely. If you're still in on latch on, I know, and they do say one of the benefits of breastfeeding is the closeness, the bond that it gets, like, because skin to skin contact is a big thing, but that's a little excessive. That's a little yeah.
Okay, so what is that going to do to the kid? And like,
he's gonna love to suck some titties when he gets older.
No, I don't know. I think that's gonna give him like a mommy issue. Like,
most people,
Like, you know, instead of a daddy issue.
Daddy issues, and the complex.
And the kid's gonna turn into like a stripper, and I got daddy issues.
How hard is it?
What's it gonna do to the kid?
Well, think about also these kids' faces are in this stuff too. So what if later on in life, you know, these kids are gonna grow up to be adults at some point, and then you're be known as the 6-year-old that was stuck in your mom's boob? Like, that's
Your mom was hot though, dude. Oh my God,
it's traumatizing on all parties.
That's one thing about that Instagram page is all these women are hot.
Yeah, that's how you know who it's geared towards. Because we're over here like, and you're like smiling like, exactly. We don't even care if you're hot. We're like, get that grown man off your tit right now.
So I've only had one son. And I chose not to breastfeed, and that was a personal choice. And
it's your decision,
absolutely. And a lot of people will drag me for that, and they did.
I hate that.
Whenever, I know.
I hate that. Like, it's literally your choice.
And they did whenever, you know, I chose not to. Not just like people that I knew, but like the whole healthcare system.
Yeah.
Like, I had Wesley out I was in Zanesville, Ohio, and it was you know. Not very conservative, but it was a very it was a town that was like, I don't know, I can't describe it, but anyway,
that was a waste of time.
Well, stop. but basically they were really pushing for stop.
I think they started an agenda in the hospitals because nurses they literally had lacticians come in and talk to you and try to.
That was their agenda. And they were
coerce you into it.
And I was like, it made me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it made me uncomfortable because like I didn't want. That was my choice. I didn't want to have to do that.
But not all women are just the one that have their exposed breasts. You're already so raw and open after you have a baby anyway. No matter if you have it vaginally, C-section, whatever.
And it's not that I don't love my child any less. It was just his choice that I made, and he's just as smart, and hell, he's in fucking honors classes. I mean, you know.
And he's not gay because you did.
Thank God. Well, even if
you don't.
We're kidding. We're kidding. You're kidding.
He can look at that dude's jawlines. He's like, bruh, you cute.
Your kid is hilarious. Your kid is so weird. I want him to meet my kid because they're both weird and hilarious.
Yeah, we need to get them together for the next trivia.
Yeah,
100% we'll do that.
Yeah, he'll fit right in. But yeah, so you chose not to breastfeed.
Yeah.
And people made you feel a certain type of way.
Me. It wasn't. I felt that way. I felt that way.
Like maybe shame, like not as much of a mother because you didn't.
I don't want to say that they actually drugged me, but I felt the
it's
guilt
like mom
that
guilt.
They were trying to throw. I mean, and they were. You know, whether it be my doctor, the nurses that were at the delivery, like all the things. You know, I don't know. It made me uncomfortable.
What made you not want to do it? Because there's also this. I named the pros of breastfeeding, but some of the cons of breastfeeding is it could. Okay, first of all, engorgement. they will get to be huge and like they hurt, they're painful. Like my boobs are already big. My boobs were like yeah, and then most people can't deal with the weight fluctuation, so that does lead to less aesthetically pleasing breasts. They're usually going to be saggier. Typically after it's, you know, genetics plays a role in that, what you eat, and then like stuff. If you take medication, you cannot breastfeed. You know, there's certain things you couldn't do. So if
I never did any drugs. Or
but,
like that.
no, but I'm just saying, like say somebody is prescribed to something they have to take. Like if say you have like a mental illness, you need to take something, and you can't do both at the same time. You don't want to pass it on to your baby. There's just, and then not to mention, sometimes it's hard. Kids will bite, nibble. It's painful. It's not comfortable. It's just so there's also
if they got teeth.
So and some random babies do have, you know, every now and then, but it's still just them little gums. They're painful. I'm telling you. It's weird, but that's painful. So
you don't have to have teeth to hurt.
Yeah. I know. I've dated some toothless men, so trust me, I know personally. But I had 2 toothless Tommies, like seriously.
That being said, what's your oldest man?
The oldest man I've been, I had a sugar daddy in 2019, which I thought I was too old to be a sugar baby, but he was in his 60s, and he was sexy. I don't give a shit what anybody says. He didn't require me to put out. I put out because I wanted to. He was hot to me. I loved it. He thought I was crazy.
How did he sugar daddy you?
So, okay. Let's back up a little bit.
Oh shit! I love this. I love that we
segued right into this.
It's still related to sucking titties for sure.
Makes me feel a lot better. Like I'd rather talk about this than
she's like, I'm getting comfortable talking about little babies and porn. Yeah. So okay. So well, I saw him in a store one day, and he's an older white man, and he was with a teenage boy, and he had a whole bunch of money. And I hate when guys like
what do you mean? How did you know? Did you see it? In his
and I hate when guys do when a guy is so ostentatious, so showy on purpose and gaudy, like when they go to buy some gum and they open their wallet and it's like $3 million in their wallet, instead of just getting $5 or debit card. So he did that. He had a whole bunch of cash on him, and it makes me turn my head instantly. And then I noticed the guy smelled a little bit like the ganja, and he's an older white man. So in my head, I'm thinking, he's got to be a sugar daddy. So my friend was working at the gas station. Literally, old white man, bunch of money, and smelled like weed. Yeah, I was like, something's not right. He's not a typical, elderly gentleman. So my friend was working at that gas station, and I asked her, do you know this guy? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, he's a sugar daddy. And I was like, ding, okay, cool. So the next time I saw him, I was like, hey, I hear you're a sugar daddy. And he laughed. He's like, yeah, I am. And I was like, okay. And then, so let's talk. And so we started hanging out, and every time we hung out, he'd slide me some money just casually. He was so nice though. And this is how kooky I am. I was really attracted to him. It wasn't like a, I'm using you for your money thing. He was just help me. Then we became really good friends in the process. He was
love that.
He ended up moving away. And at one point, cause we kind of, I think it was at least a couple of years where we were, doing our little thing or whatever. And, and so when he left, my kids hadn't met him. And the funny story is he, at one point went to his house, and he had a thing where he has a whole bunch of, he collects $1 bills, instead of collecting rocks or whatever. So he had a whole bunch of $1, you could make snow money angels out of them, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so he made my kids kind of collect them, like little, and so they're like, I want to do something that's organize this money, this and that. And so my kid was like, she's like, I love this guy. Who is it? Let's marry. You need to marry him, Mom. And I'm like, whoa, slow down. But
was he cool?
He was so nice.
With him? And you can relate. To the conversation.
He was intelligent. He was sweet. He was the most thoughtful man. He did not want a sexual. He wanted sensuality and intimacy. I loved it. He wanted he was legit a good guy. He came out of a long relationship where the woman he was married to was just so mentally and verbally abusive and didn't appreciate you and didn't have to work at the whole relationship. So he met somebody like me who, I'm not trying to rob you or take all your money. I just want to spend time with you too. Get some dick, maybe get some bills paid, whatever.
Did he give? But that ain't gonna last long because you're 20 years younger than him.
That dick was. Did he? And it was fucking amazing.
I mean,
the man was experienced. He was great.
So you were pushing him around in that wheelchair.
I've dated a guy in a wheelchair. That's one of the episodes of my podcast. We called him Hot Wheels. So,
shut up.
Yeah, I dated a guy that had cerebral palsy. So when he was in the womb, in utero, the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck too much. And so if he would have kept going, of course, he would have died. But he didn't. And he ended up having where he can't walk. He's in a wheelchair. But yeah, legit, this is my life.
So how did you hook up with him?
Okay.
How did this work?
Okay. On a side note, I want to. Okay. I want more.
We got so much to unpack here.
Bro,
ask the questions.
We need a part 2, or 3, or 4, or 17.
Let her answer. I want to. I want to see how this goes down.
Okay.
So he was a 27-year-old virgin.
27-year-old.
Of course he was. He has cerebral palsy.
But he was fucking hot. Like he was hot. He went to the gym. Like he upper body strength. He was independent. He had a job. He was work at the time. He was working trying to get one of those. Yeah, he was trying to get one of those vans that you can drive with your like thumbs and stuff like that. He ended up getting one now. He had a nice house. Like I mean, he was a legit. Like he was. I was like,
does his mom take care of him?
No. So he had
Alicia.
People
with cerebral palsy can live lives.
Yeah,
I know,
but he wasn't a wheelchair.
He had to depend on somebody.
So he was close with his family. His brother was his roommate at the time, and then he had like a caretaker that would come over every now and then. But he took care of himself. Like he was super independent.
Hell yeah!
He prided himself on being very independent.
I'm not trying to be rude to
the cerebral
palsy.
Your opinion is yours.
Yeah, no, you're not being. You're curious. You're just no, because I didn't know what that meant either, and I googled it because I did not know. I was completely ignorant to this. I'd never really heard. I guess I'd seen people who have. Now I know what to look for to see if I could kind of say, okay, that's what that is. Because the way his hand was like kind of deformed a little bit and it's because he lost the function, to the nervous system, so it kind of made certain things not work. His feet didn't work, like his hand on one side, but he was super independent.
Were you able to be intimate?
So this is the thing. Our first date, I washed his butthole randomly.
First date?
First date.
First, shut up.
Wait a second. How does that even come up as a thing on a first date?
Bruh.
Okay. Let's see. So I went to his house, and because he lives not in West Monroe area, I drove to him, and I don't know
because you had to.
Yeah. So we were hanging out and stuff, and then he was showing me his shower. He's got a giant shower that we can roll the chair in there and everything. And then I don't know why. I don't know what the dialogue was on it, but it was like, let's hop in the shower. And then I'm bathing him, and you can't not wash somebody's butthole if you're washing everything else. You gotta wash. So I remember I'm thinking in my head only I'd be scrubbing somebody's butthole first night. Hey, we didn't even have sex or anything.
I'm just appalled.
We ended up not having sex ever because his dick was too big. I swear, I kid you not. His dick was like a fucking doorknob. I was not about to sit on that. First of all, in order to have sex with him, I'd have to get on top of him. That's a lot of upper body strength I'd have to carry. And then I didn't want to hurt this man. I didn't want to pop a wheelie on his wheelchair. I didn't want to...
You couldn't just lay him in the bed on his back?
Yeah, but then that means I'd be doing all the work on top of him. So
because he can't move his hips, right?
Yeah. So as a woman, when you're on top, that means you control how much of it goes in you. And then my big ass, my legs get tired. Guess what? I'm sitting on the whole thing, and now I'm in pain because I couldn't even fit it in me. He was so big. I was like,
oh my god.
He had made jokes about that. That he says it was really comments he'd made. His doctor made a comment that was inappropriate about God has a sick sense of humor because you can't walk, but he blessed you in other areas. And I'm thinking what? He even said his best friend saw his dick in some kind of weird situation. His best friend said, damn, so I'm thinking these white boys, what are they talking about? But even I was like, oh my goodness, that's a whole fucking doorknob. What the, that?
Now, doorknobs are short. But
the girth of them, the girth.
So
it was
like a chode.
Yeah, no, he was a nice size. I guess let's say, I guess it'd be like an energy drink. I don't know. He was a fucking it was just too much.
Okay, are you saying a White Monster energy drink?
Yeah,
White Monster.
He was a White Monster. He was
literally an abominable snowman.
Man, he was a little too fucking thick for me.
All right, wait a second. Are we talking there's 3 different types of cans?
Okay.
Is there a truly can?
A skinny.
No.
A monster can.
Monster can.
Or a
40.
A 40-ounce can.
It was closer to the latter because it was this is the thing about him. It was that
good God.
I felt like I was gonna have to be crowning to be able to get this shit. I was gonna have to be opening up I was gonna be dilated to get this. I first
need an epidural for this.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm not a size queen at all. I prefer an average size queen anyway.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, then I'm thinking oh no, I could. And then I literally tried to physically, and I could not. I couldn't. It mathematically was not working. So.
And we know you know math.
Absolutely. I was over here calculating it up. Areas of 1/2 base times height. I was trying to fucking fit this shit in, but it was not. It did not.
The equation did not.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
But
I'm just amazed that you didn't. This poor guy. He's already like the world hates him. God hates him. He's got cerebral palsy, and you couldn't even get the guy laid.
Yes,
just
so this
one
is
time.
Oh, he did.
This is the thing.
He did?
No, not with me. I never did. He still was a virgin after me. The thing with him is that
and he's from here.
No.
What's his number?
And then, I will not be the demise of this relationship. But he was so cool about it. Like, we were able to make jokes about him being in a wheelchair. Like, one time I told him I was going to put a broom in his spokes and, like, stop him if I needed to. Like,
oh, okay.
Like, he was
That's funny.
yeah, he's like, he was just really cool down there, a good person. But in the end of it, his dad kind of came between us and basically talked him out of being with me because I had 2 children. He didn't have any kids. Yeah, and so his dad was kind of like looking at me. I didn't know that he had a nice house when I started talking. I didn't know any of this stuff. And then his dad was like kind of like, oh, she's going to try to move in here and with her kids. And
Okay. So was he? Do you mind if I ask if he was white or black?
he was a white guy. White monster, like I was saying. Like,
okay. So,
What's that?
No, here's the thing. I have a serious question.
Okay.
Serious. Dating, it is. So, no, like, is it hard for you to date, and have, like, are white guys more, like, not, I'm very curious because is like the interracial.
Yeah. Just ask, don't be nervous. Ask the question, Alicia.
How to ask the question.
She's like, I'm trying not to be offend
I don't
you.
know.
I want to be politically correct.
I want to hear it now.
I know I'm all like.
No, is it harder for you to date white guys than it is for you to date black guys?
And when you say harder, as in like to actually get somebody to date me, or like as in to like date them openly, or like
yes,
their penis harder.
Date them openly.
Or vaginally date them.
And two was the dad of this cerebral palsy guy with the abominable
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hot Wheels. We'll call him Hot Wheels. Was the dad?
I think race might have played a role in that because I mean, if you think about it like this, you love your son. Your son's grown, but he's disabled. You've never seen him with a woman. You never seen, and then all of a sudden you see this black girl come in who has 2 kids, and you're just kind of like, something's not adding up. And
I get it.
and I literally talked to him about it. And I said, to me, the saddest part is that your dad couldn't even fathom an idea that I actually liked you. Like, he thought everything I was scheming, everything else instead of. And so, the saddest part was before me, he's like, this guy told me I was the only girl who ever gave him any kind of attention ever was interested in him. So, and I'm like, I genuinely.
Are y'all still friends?
So we are still friends, and he's like, I genuinely, he's like, he genuinely liked me, and I genuinely liked him too. And then he pushed me away, and then he came back because of his dad. He came back later, and he tried dating. He told me he lost his virginity, and he was ready to show me things, and teach me things. You can't teach me things, boy.
Exactly. Oh, he's going.
Yeah, he came back kind of like, hey, look, I'm a new person. I'm sorry I did that. And I'm like, I don't really want to go backwards. No offense. You're a nice guy. And there also was another part of this little, I forgot, I kind of omitted this accidentally. He had a kink he wanted me to strangle him with my thighs, but not in a sexual sense, in a wrestler sense. Like, he showed me the video of like what he's into, and it wasn't like, okay, the idea at first I was like, okay, well, I'm a strangle guy with my thighs, so probably he's gonna go down on me, little cunnilingus, it'll be fine. No, he didn't want that. It was more like he wanted me to like almost make him pass out, like asphyxiate him.
Bruh.
Yeah, with my thighs. I'm a big girl. I don't know what it is. I'm not trained to do that. I'll kill somebody and be on the news in jail because I killed a man in a wheelchair with my thighs.
Exactly.
I can't do that.
You can go to jail.
We were never at trivia night.
Exactly. Press all the charges.
Yeah, absolutely.
Black woman strangles white cerebral palsy with her leg.
Bruh.
This would be like
top news.
News.
And then I'd be like, he wanted it. I swear he wanted it. Yeah, nobody believed that shit.
I don't even think MSNBC could spin this one to be good for you.
Right.
Exactly.
That'd be terrible.
And so that kind of was his dominatrix. I played around with that. Like, he called me a whole name. I was mistress so and so. And
oh my God,
yeah, he was
love it.
Yeah, it was. He was like, he wanted to experience everything at once, because he'd never had that.
So how did you meet this guy?
Tinder.
Okay, so like on Tinder. Did he catfish you, or was he open about being in a wheelchair?
He was open about being in a wheelchair, and that was the first question when we matched. Because I think it had to be Tinder. I know we matched on.
Okay, first of all, you said he was hot.
Yeah, he's hot.
AF.
Yeah, he's hot. I'll show you pictures. He's hot. Like even my friends, when I showed them, like every time I have a guy, I show my friends. And they're like, oh, he's cute.
Yeah. And we're new friends, so I want to see pictures.
The first question was, he said, "Do you know I'm in a wheelchair?" And I was like, yes, I don't care about that. And then he started explaining his condition, and
that's so sweet.
He's like, and he's like, I have cerebral palsy, and then they call it CP, for sure. My family calls it CP for short. Okay. And so then I started Googling and asking him questions about it, and he was so blown away. He's like, I've never had anybody take interest in that before, like and he was horny all the time. This guy was. I like somebody who's layered, multifaceted. Like, I can't do like just a simple person. So I like that he was into his church. He was 27. But he was kind of a perv, a little bit low key, And then he was like, I don't know. He wanted to be loved. I just thought I loved that whole narrative. And once he pushed me away, it just closed it off for me. I was like, I can't. Because that's like the story of my life. Most guys I date, I'm that girl they come back to, and they're like, I didn't realize. And I'm like, well, you shut up when you had it. Yeah, don't. I hate when guys are like, they don't appreciate things till it's already done. I hate that. Like, just in the moment, enjoy this. Appreciate what I'm bringing to the table because it's genuine. Like, I don't care how I meet you. It's gonna be genuine.
Yeah.
I mean, I live such a boring life compared to you.
I know.
I mean, I thought I had some stuff going on, but I've actually seen this one girl on Pornhub.
Mm-hmm. Oh my arms. Jesus!
No, that's a fetish too. The no limbs thing is a fetish. Yeah, that's a whole thing. Like, they had people that were willing to like. I mean, they wanted people to like pretend to be limbless just for like sexual arousal. Like, people get aroused by the weirdest things.
What do you think about this dude that spent? I think it cost more though. It was like, God, how much was it? Was it $16,000 or something to become a collie? You see that?
I think I did see that.
And he became a dog.
Bro.
Yeah, that's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I
mean, if you want,
I don't be that person, but I just think it's just mental illness. I just feel like that's gotta be mental illness.
There's some trauma there.
But where do you draw the line? Because people are allowed to identify as what they want to identify now, as far as gender.
This motherfucker ain't walking around like us, saying he's classy. He went and got the whole thing done.
The whole shebang.
He actually looks like a dog.
Yeah, really does, it's crazy.
Is that a kink? Is that a fetish?
That is a kink, but I don't know his situation, but it can be like people.
I mean,
there's no coming back from that.
No,
you're a dog now.
All the people from Falconville will be like, wait, I can fuck my dog now?
Now.
Ooh, that's a good question. If he fucks a woman, is that
bestiality?
Inquiring minds want to know about this. He's a dog.
I would question that woman, really, honestly. I'd be like, but I was talking to a guy on a dating site, and he asked me, he said, I'm going to be honest with you. I forgot how he worded this. He just said, I like to bring girls back to my home and let my dog have fun with them too. And I was like, huh? And he was like, and he was bragging about how he dated, it's called a golden girl, I guess, a LSU dancer or something. And so, and even she used to get fucked by a dog. And I'm like, swear. And he was like, and I just remember not talking to him ever. But I asked, when somebody tells me something weird and crazy, I don't know why. Instead of just running away, I become an investigative journalist. I'm like, okay, so how did that happen? And so he's asking me these questions. I'm like, how did that even start? And then he basically has trained this dog to do that, which is illegal and immoral, of course, is a crime.
Of course.
But so that's there's another guy on Tinder locally that wants to wear a diaper every time and wants you to wipe him. These people dating, y'all are so lucky y'all found each other, because this dating pool is horrific. I'm telling you.
Bro, I know.
I was going to ask you, how is it here in Monroe as far as all the dating apps?
So typically, so I date outside of my race. My vagina is equal opportunity, typically.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, but I've strayed away from white guys recently because dating white guys in this area, like you were asking me earlier, is just so tough because they want to fuck a black girl. They don't want to bring a black girl home to meet mom and dad. They don't lose that inheritance money.
I thought you were going to say it's like turning the doorknob in Monroe. Everybody slept with everybody around.
Well, that's true at small towns, but I don't know y'all, so y'all can fuck whoever y'all. I don't know your past, so I'm okay with it as long as everybody's clean and safe and consensual. Let's say, So
I will say, I feel that in this area, white guys do not give two fucks about women at all. But as soon as you have a black guy, they come on to me and they're so sweet and they're so over the top, nice, and and they're so comforting. I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's
I've
different.
never dated a black guy.
Yeah.
But
It's different because you have to look for the ones that genuinely want to, but then it's also fetishized. Everything is fetishized. Like I tell people all the time, like with me, for example, if you're into big tits, then you got a fetish right there. I mean, if you're into black women, you got a fetish. If you're into plus size women, you got a fetish. So you got the trifecta. You like all three of that.
What if you're into dwarfs?
Bro.
I mean, dwarf it?
See that that's a thing too. I mean, like literally everything we talked about is a category on Pornhub. That's how you know it's a fucking fetish. If it's a category on Pornhub,
I need to start looking at the categories.
Yeah, like there's I've
never dated a black girl. I've slept with one, but
I almost slept with one black guy, but
no, I did. This was way back in. I was in the army. Yeah, I was in the army. I just turned 21. Yeah, and it's not because it's just because the opportunity never arose. I didn't think black women liked me.
So I asked. So this is a red flag when I'm on Bumble right now, Tinder, and Facebook dating.
Okay, hold on. Pause. So can you tell her what?
What
about the group you had, the anti all the things?
Oh well, so
she doesn't know a lot of backstory about you.
No.
So like.
So in Raleigh, where I'm from, not where I'm from, but where I lived for the past 7 or 8 years, I was kind of a philanthropist, a well-known person in the area because I created this Facebook group that ended up spawning off all these other groups, which other people copied, and it's crazy.
No shade.
Thousands of people, right? And I met lots of people. Started my podcast on
the ATB.
ATB, it's called ATB.
What did it stand
Anti-Tinder Bumble. But I changed the name.
Oh, wow.
Because I went mainstream with it, so I changed the name to All the Best, trying to get that black eye of Anti-Tinder Bumble off of it. But there was a lot of people in there. What do you want me to tell?
No, that's all.
So I'm curious of why you were anti-Tinder and Bumble.
Well, so I just got tired of like all my friends were married or had girlfriends, so I didn't have anybody to hang out with, and I was sick of getting catfished on these fucking sites.
But okay,
tired of it. I was tired of the one and dones. I was
so
tired of that shit.
I get the one and like not want to keep having like the random one night stands, but the catfishing, I feel like most guys get catfished, and if they would just stop thinking with their fucking dicks and think with their head, they would realize before they start a deep conversation with somebody, they could tell. The catfish girls are always fucking stunning. That there ain't no damn 11s out of 10s living in that little small town you're in. Then the background's Photoshop, the picture, and then they're speaking broken English. Like I said, there's things you can look for, but if you always stop thinking, oh, she's so hot,
Yep.
So there's red flags there.
Well, I just dated what most people would say hot girl for almost 3 years.
There are hot women there.
I tell you what, it was. It was.
So let me.
And plus, she was I don't know politically how you are, but she voted for Biden, and she's a vegan, and there was
She's one of those,
so many red flags.
So did you overlook that because of her hotness? Tell the truth.
Yes,
so I feel like most men are willing to put up with more bullshit the hotter the woman is to them. Just like they say most women do that for the more stable or more financially stable the man is. They'll be able to put up with more bullshit. So, or some's the dick. It depends, But it's really kind of like that I've noticed a lot of people that are super, super attractive have like the most dull personalities because they don't have to do more.
True.
They don't have to like be, people like, like the fat kid or the nerds, they grow up to be so different and unique and have so much to offer, so
they happen to turn out hot.
Yeah, and then it just happens. You.
No, you. Shut your mouth.
But so Tinder and Bumble, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them, but I don't even know where I was going to go about the Tinder, but I do know that like Bumble, I'm too ADD for it. 24 hours, and then they disappear, and I forget to go back and check it. Like,
same, I did.
Well, and then another thing is when you're on those sites, you have to start with the small talk first.
Oh, God.
It's
the worst.
It's just monotonous and draining.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
How are you? Then you just say the same thing over and over and over. You can actually copy and paste templates of conversations.
So I legit am that person who, first of all, I have like tons of like pictures of just scantily clad pictures, but I have like not me, but I literally have conversations in my pictures so that they can like y'all have to read it, y'all will laugh, but it's like it's so explains like who I am, so that there's no confusion about what I'm looking for, and because a lot of things is like a lot of people don't understand how I could dress pretty much, as they say, as a slut, but then still have such conservative views on certain things. And I'm like, because I'm multifaceted, because I'm not gonna. Like, basically, a lot of people, especially in the church, will be like, it's because of the way you dress. That's why you're not going to find a man. And I'm just like, but this is who I am. So, in everybody else's world, you tell them, be yourself, you'll find somebody. Except if you're Candace Hawk, then don't be yourself, because that's what the problem is. So it's like, I'm not going to dress it. I'm not going to wear a turtleneck in my profile picture, because that's not how you're not going to meet me in real life wearing a turtleneck, you know?
Right.
So it's like, I want to be myself authentically, but I get that I guess, it's like I exude sexuality most days. And today I'm just like a kindergarten teacher, so please don't mind that.
Same time, okay?
You know,
I have that same
but usually, and I feel overdressed and like, I felt hot today because I was like, oh my god, I'm not showing anything.
All, you are.
No.
You're known
temperature hot.
You're known for showing your cleavage.
Yes, that's like, you know,
cleave has made an entrance.
Yeah, but it's only because for so long I was taught, because of how I was naturally built, that it's a sin, it's a shame, you shouldn't show that. Like a girl that's more naturally just petite, you can wear the same thing and it's cute. If I wear it, it's all of a sudden slutty and trashy. So I had to tell, like, I literally was developing a hump in my back from having to just try to shield my boobs and not draw attention to them. When I'm 5'9", almost 300 pounds and black, I'm gonna have attention anyway. So why do all that? Like, you have to learn to love your body, like where you're at. You know,
you're not almost 300 pounds.
Oh, absolutely. Probably today 299. But yeah, like absolutely. No, like I would say you on a good average day since the last couple of years, like 270. Right now I'm probably 280. I'm loaded.
Time out. You're just beautiful. Period.
Yeah, but beautiful and big.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like but I'm legit. I'm almost like I'm like a linebacker. I could be on like
oh my Jesus.
Size wise, I am, and it's okay though. But that's just who I am. You know, I mean, not like I would have loved to have been, you know, that girl that's 110 pounds and gets to see what it's like to have a nice little B cup and just have a little cute little butt. Yeah. That's just not me. Even my kids aren't gonna be those people. Like my freaking 15-year-old is 5'8". Now she's slender.
Where do you get your height from? Because first of all, I'm fucking jealous.
Nah, I want to be short one day, just one day. I think it's so cute when you're like little and you're like, oh,
listen, my mom is shorter than me, and I've told her multiple times, like, I wish I would have gotten my height from you.
I want to have a 12-inch penis for just one day.
Just one day.
What would you do with it?
Wreck you. Apparently.
Oh, I would wreck lots of people.
Hey, but no, just one. I would want to be short just one day.
What would you do?
Be dainty as fuck. I would be literally, excuse me, sir, can you help me with that? I'm the person.
Could you go to the grocery store?
I'm the person where they're like, we need help moving. Can you call Candace? She's getting low with the washing machine on her back. And I'm like, I'm that person. Nobody's asking me like, do you need help, ma'am? They're like, can I help Candace? Can you get something for me, ma'am? That's what they're asking me. Like, so I just want to be dainty and like little, like, oh, hee. And like, that'd be cute one day. Like,
yeah.
Well, she told me that you used to be like Miss Plus Size.
Miss Plus America 2020 and 21. That was a fluke. Like, I don't even know how that even happened. So
how was that a fluke?
First of all, because you're gorgeous.
No, thanks. This is my like favorite hype girl. She hypes me up all day, every day. Love it.
Anytime. When your tank is empty, I got you.
It's always empty. I'm broke.
All right, well, I got you.
Now, as a joke during the pandemic, I saw that there was a plus size pageant coming to Monroe, Louisiana. I'm like, well, what the hell? I'm in Monroe. And then I put it on my old Facebook just as a joke, and my friends were like, you should do it. I'm like, I'm not that girl. I love dresses. I love dressing up, but I don't wear heels because I'm pigeon-toed, flat-footed, and bow-legged. I'm a big old bitch with like big old feet, you know? I'm clumsy, so I don't want to. So I had to learn how to walk in heels and everything, and then I did, and then I happened to have won it. The best thing about that was before this happened, and even after, I do outreach to people who struggle with addiction, and so I was able to put that into the spotlight. So now more people knew to come to me if they needed help for resources. So that was the best thing about that.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. And it's so funny.
And like, there's plenty in Monroe.
Yes, they're really. It's really. There's a big recovery community in Monroe. Like it really
sure is.
Like even bigger than like the bigger city like Baton Rouge. Like it's crazy.
Well, there's a ton of sober living houses here, even in the Garden District where I live.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They mix them intermingle them in between like regular suburban households, and you just wouldn't even know until you see 10 people smoking on a porch one day. You're like, something doesn't look right, you know. And there's no cars. Yeah,
and it's really easy. No offense, it's really easy to spot somebody that's recovering.
You would think so, like for the most part, yes. But then again,
sometimes it's not.
The stigma is now that the biggest opioid, the biggest like pandemic when it comes to drugs is like fentanyl, and that can it's attacking everyone. Like most of my friends aren't making it to 40 because they are dying from fentanyl overdoses. And this Baton Rouge all over. Like I couldn't even tell you friends I've like lost like over like 100 for sure, that just because they accidentally overdosed. And it's like this is coming to the suburbs now, because I was raised in the suburbs. So this is where now the spotlight's on it even more so, because they're lacing fentanyl on everything. Yeah, like it's just crazy. Like
I feel like if you might even know somebody. I think everybody has known somebody who's either died of cancer or fentanyl.
Absolutely. I think
it's either one or the other.
Yeah, absolutely. They say if you live long enough, then everyone eventually will have some kind of cancer, because all the carcinogens that are in the area and the atmosphere, I guess, and just
bottles,
everything.
That plastic bottle that you're drinking out of.
That's
don't
for
give
sure.
You cancer, especially if you leave it in your car for too long.
I know. I heard that.
So what I've seen since I've been in Monroe, is Monroe's full of three things.
Oh boy!
Oh shit!
Here we go.
Recovering addicts.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep.
Accident attorneys. and swingers.
No.
You met a lot of swingers in Monroe?
In North Monroe, there's a ton.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it, but there's more so like in New Orleans too. But I mean,
it seems like this from what I've seen. Cause you play that song. We were talking like off the air earlier. There was a song
it's
you
not
played.
Really swingers. It's
like, it's got to do with the
scandals.
Aura of Monroe
scandals.
When it comes to the attorneys and because you can't go down the road without seeing Creed. Morris Bard. I love this.
Hold on.
Oh.
Gather round, everybody. It's time once again for another good old-fashioned North Monroe sex scandal.
North Monroe.
Hit it. Chefs and lawyers, getting together and dropping drawers, spicy hanky-panky from a prominent attorney, upper classes.
Okay, pause it real quick.
so y'all do know the backstory on this, right?
No, because I've got the question. Why chefs?
I know a little bit. I know the chef.
So there was a big scandal. So I just heard that. I'm not from here, like I said.
Big
but I heard that we were talking about this like last year at work. But apparently there was a prominent chef that's still prominent to this day.
Chef Corey Barr.
I was going to say his name, but yes.
We're dropping names on this podcast. She speaks for herself, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea what she's talking about.
And then and a famous attorney, and they had hooked up, and it was a big thing, because they were supposed to be heterosexual prominent men in society, and nobody knew that they were like, I guess, low on the down low, so just basically having homosexual sex. And so they made this song. It was a big scandal before I got here, because I didn't know, because somebody was singing that part, and I was like, they said, you never heard that? I'm like, no. There was somebody was singing that, and so they showed me that, and then I was like, what does that even mean? And then I was like, oh, and so I was like, well, damn, who had the time to go make a damn song about this? And these are people's real lives that are going on, that are affected by this.
And you know what? Like, okay, first of all, I'm completely cool if somebody is gay, or if they're like wanting to experiment. Please go do that. Like, do your thing, but like, be open about it. Don't like, I don't know.
It's easier said than done. Like, I get what you're saying, because you don't want them to be like, if you're married and your wife doesn't know, like if you're cheating, married, so that destroys families. But you can't just say like, well, just be open about being gay, because when people are being so chastised and ridiculed for being gay too, it's like
true.
It's like I tell this all the time, because like I'm a bisexual woman and who's a Christian, so it's like such a big like oxymoron right there, and it's like it's like an internal conflict, like spiritual warfare every day with your own self, because everybody's telling you this is so wrong, but this is how you feel, this is how you were born. So it's kind of like, me, I can walk into a room and nobody's gonna see that label on me unless I show them that label. But my friend, I have a friend that is like a lesbian who looks like a stereotypical lesbian. She can't do that. Or a male that's a flamboyant male, they can't do that. They can't turn it off and use it as a mask and wherever they want to wear it, like I could. And so it's kind of like, I don't know what they go through, their plight of what they're, how discriminated they are every day. So it's different, because I can, like I said, I can go somewhere and not, and people are going to judge you regardless. Especially this town is so, one of the big things about this town is that they will hate you because you sin differently than them. So we all sin. We all have our own flaws. All things we don't like about ourselves. But it's like if you, it's like, oh well, you do this and I don't do that. Like you do, that's worse than what I do. And
right.
So,
well, yeah.
So
yeah,
it's crazy.
It is. Yeah. That's welcome to the South.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what is Monroe? Is Monroe mostly? I don't know. Let's see. Is there a lot of homosexuality here? Is there like a lot
I would say yeah.
Is this like a conservative town?
This is conservative as Christian.
AF,
under the Bible Belt. Yeah.
But it's also a lot of closeted
people and a lot of stuff. Not just
because I think they're ashamed of how they feel. About their sexuality.
I was gonna say, like, literally that proves it because in this, somebody made a whole jingle in regards to an actual scandal that probably some wife was probably crying for hours about her husband finding out.
First of all, I think the wife.
He likes it up the ass. Fred likes it up the ass. Oh god.
Christian and his wife. I think they live on different sides of the house.
But that may be true, but at the end of the day, if they're still living as a unit, they want the world to perceive them as a unit together. They don't want people in their sexual. Not everybody wants everybody into their sexual bedroom. Like I invite people there weekly with my podcast, but that's still your business. What you do, unless you're hurting somebody or illegal,
What was that phrase again for rubbing the buttholes?
Treble clef.
A lot of attorneys, male attorneys like the treble clef.
I think it's treble. Yeah.
Treble clef.
Yeah.
Treble clef.
That's fucking hilarious. Bro, that's funny. I like it. That's hilarious.
I mean, any guy that says they don't like their butthole touched just hasn't done it.
I agree.
There's a lot.
Same with women. Same with women.
I wouldn't know about that.
I mean, I will.
I was gonna say you don't toss her salad.
Huh?
Whose salad? Whose salads be tossing?
What are you talking about here?
All right, no, time out for real. I mean, because
did Mr. Cerebral Palsy toss your salad? Is that what's happening here?
I couldn't hold it. My legs up. I can't. He probably has better leg strength than I do at this point. I mean, I'm a weak, big lady.
Well, look, hey, thanks, Candace, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Alicia, thanks for being on the show again. Yay. I think this is like your third appearance. You're trying to be a regular here, aren't you?
Yay.
That's what's going on.
I'm trying to pee on you.
He didn't know what to say. He's like,
hey folks, like and subscribe. Naughty Dog Productions on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Take care of yourself. That's right. It's a vindictive, petty title for a podcast. Anyway, peace. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.